On the 4th of July 2024, the UK general elections took place. The Labour Party won that election with a landslide. Now we have a new Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. Since he has been voted into power, he has been executing some of the things that they have listed in their manifesto. Now, they've listed a couple of things that they want to execute. It's not even up to 100 days in office, but they are actually ticking off the boxes of some of the things that they proposed that they were going to execute. And I felt it's so important that I bring you the news centered around immigration, because you might be interested. You want to know what is happening in the UK. You want to know how to prepare yourself accordingly. Now, if you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK, US, or Canada. If you're interested in any of these countries, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you know it's time to watch Cynthia Academy. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. The Labour Party proposed a couple of things that they wanted to execute. Now, the first one was that the Rwanda bill was going to be scrapped, which they have done that. In fact, the Labour Party has been against some of the proposals or the things that have been happening, which involves asylum seekers staying in hotels and being funded. They felt it was a waste of money. Another thing they have done is that they had made a decision not to renew the contract for the BB Stockholm Burge. Now, that's a particular hotel where asylum seekers stay, and usually has a capacity of 500, but about 100 plus people actually occupy that particular hotel. They decided not to extend it. Remember that the UK government has also created a new border security force. Now, their target is to stop illegal migrants from coming to the UK. In fact, the first boat has already tried to come to the UK, and they sent that boat back to France. The latest news right now is that the UK government has launched Skills England. You know that they proposed that they don't want foreign workers to come into the UK. They want to stop foreign migrants from occupying some of the skills gap or shortages they have in England. To fill that gap, they believe in training British indigenes, that's people in Britain, to occupy that particular position. Now, just note that I don't think if you have recourse to public fund, you will have access to this particular training, but the target is to train British people in the area of construction, IT, engineering, and by doing so, and including care too, health and social care, they intend that people will be able to occupy these positions, and therefore there won't be need to recruit foreign staff. Now, in order to further dissuade people or employers from recruiting foreign staff, they intend to put some measures in place that will encourage employers to, first of all, train their staff to fill in those gaps that they need people in, instead of recruiting foreign workers. It was actually in their manifesto, and they're actually executing it right now. Now, it will take about 9 to 12 months for this to be complete. It comes in different phases, but this is what they have planned. They don't want foreign workers to come into the UK, and so they are actually executing this. If you go to the press release on the government website, I'll put the link in the description box if you're interested, so you can see how it's going to be executed. It says between 2017 and 2022, skills shortages in this country doubled to more than 500,000 and now account for 36% of job vacancies. I told you there are skills shortages in the UK. It's a real thing. They need laborers, they need IT people, they need teachers, they need health and social workers. Now, Skills England will bring together central and local governments, businesses, training providers, and unions to meet the skills need of the next decade across all regions, providing strategic oversight of the post-16 skills system aligned to the government's industrial strategy. So it's going to be in alliance with training providers, local governments. It's going to be in an alliance with unions too, to bring that skills gap. I told you that there is a huge shortage. 36% is a lot, especially in the area of IT, construction, teaching, health and social care. There's this shortage, and that made the UK to rely on foreign workers to come into the UK. Now, there are different reasons why some people will not occupy these positions as in occupations. So it could be that the pay is not so good, or they don't like the nature of the job, or maybe there's another, maybe an alternative out there. And because of that, the UK has relied heavily on foreign workers to come in to occupy these positions. Now, what Keir Starmer is saying is that there is going to be a change. These skills England will come in form of different apprenticeship programs. If you know about apprenticeship program, it's such a way that instead of going to the university, you can join an apprenticeship program where you be paid. You won't be paid as much, but you'll be paid to learn and train in that job. Another thing is that the Labour Party intends to put in restrictions to employers so that they have to train their employees rather than going out to employ foreign workers and give them skilled worker visa. So that's their plan. The plan is to put a fine or something like that that will prevent or discourage employers from employing foreign workers. So what I see here is that this government intends to cut down net migration. They have not listed the entire policies involved with this, but this is one of the things that they mentioned in their manifesto that they're going to do, and they've already executed this. Remember that there has been a lot of headlines about universities merging and universities complaining about lack of funds, as well as the fact that some universities are shutting down. It's been on the news. You can go and read about it. This is as a result of the fact that many international students are no longer coming to the UK as they used to. There's been a huge reduction. Remember that the Conservative Party, I'm talking about under Rishi Sunak, they put some laws that prevented master students from bringing a dependent. And with that law being put in power, many people are not attracted to the UK anymore. And this led to an effect on the financial resources of so many universities. Now, you know that the master students pay up to 3 times or 5 times more than the home students. And when these changes have been put in place, the universities cannot cope with that lack of finances because they subsidize the amount that home students pay. And right now, you can see that if you check the costs for I'm talking about school tuition fees, if you can check it out, some of the tuition, especially in the area of IT and tech and all that, data analysis and all that, is from 30,000 and above. So it's making the UK less and less attractive for master students. And the UK Home Office has already announced that there has been a huge drop in the number of students that are coming into the UK. I can see that a decline in people going to university. With this Skills England, many people will face this particular aspect to receive, like free education instead of getting that student loan. That's the way I see it. So many people are analyzing this and saying, okay, why should I go to uni? Perhaps I can join an apprenticeship program and then train on that program and then get paid while I'm doing that instead of getting student loan or paying to train for something for 4 years. And most apprenticeship programs don't last for 4 years. It's not that long. Apart from the fact that I know that there are some aspects right now that the universities would always take precedence. I'm talking about in sciences, STEM. I'm talking about, maths, physics, engineering, biological science, genetic engineering. There are so many aspects that require that high level training to help you to become innovative in creating designs, not just maintaining or repairing equipment. I'm talking about be innovative to create things. I know that the university system is strong and will continue to be strong with respect to that. But we can also see that there's this other aspect where they need people to fill the gaps as fast as possible. And so it's not going to be through the university, it's going to be through Skills England, which will be created to take care of British people first. So I felt I should share this news with you. So what are your thoughts on what is happening? What do you think about it? What do you think about the state of universities? What do you think about Skills England? Do you think this 9 to 12 months program is going to be as effective in order to churn out as many educated and trained staff that will fill the skills gap? Do you think it's going to be as effective? Do you think it's going to really affect employers who need people who would occupy those positions and start working immediately? Because when you find them and prevent them from bringing foreign workers, and maybe it's taking a long time to train the people who are British that have the skill, is going to affect their businesses. Many businesses will suffer. So another thing is, it might mean that employers should have their own universities, in quotes, like have their own training ground. So apart from employers working so hard to try to make profit, they might have to have their own, teachers that will be training people on the job so that those people can occupy those positions when there is a gap. And what is the negative effect if an employer trains somebody down there and the person just gets trained and moves to another company? What's going to happen? You just have to wait and see how the structure will keep changing from time to time as this new era has emerged. All I can say is the Labour Party is really adamant on cutting down net migration. When it comes to illegal migration, they are facing it a lot right now, and they are putting in some things in place. They don't want to extend the BB Stockholm Burge Hotel. I'm sure they will not want to extend other ones because they feel that those is a waste of resources. But we'll just watch and see how they will want to tackle this illegal migration, because if you don't extend these hotels where asylum seekers are already staying in, so what are the alternatives? How do you absorb them in the system? They already plan on employing up to 1,000 new border staff that will be able to assess asylum seekers and try and absorb them into the system. So let's just see how all these things unfold. I hope you've benefited from this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.